Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to reviewing the Pokemon franchise. And now moving on to the next one, which is Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Released in Japan in 2006, but released in U.S. in the year 2007. And overall I do like this one, and but I would still say I would put the Lucario and the Mystery of Mew better than this one though. But it's still another good one, and also this one does come with a Pokemon short on a separate disc right here. Although to be honest though, this didn't need to be on another disc though. It could have been on just one DVD really. But it's Pikachu's Island Adventure short. It could have been on. It could have fit on one disc though, like all the other ones had. But with Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea, it did get positive reviews, but it was much less than the Lucario one. Like this one has a 70% Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.1 on IMDb. But it's lower than it's lower than the one with Lucario. Like that one has 80% Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.1 on IMDb. But still only gonna get positive reviews. So yeah. But I still like this one, and it's another good one. Just quickly on the short on Pikachu's Island Adventure. It's with a Pikachu and all of them, with Ash and Brock and May's Pokemon. They come across with a Wynaut, and because there was another island that has a playground, and they tell us why is he over here, and he's worn out because of Meowth and his gang kicked the whole bunch of the Wynaut and Pichu out for their own so it can be theirs, and and Meowth wearing a cowboy suit. Well, it's just like this is our land, whatever. I don't know. It's just okay. That's one thing I gotta say. There's a Meowth wearing a cowboy suit. Okay, that's just it just feels off. I mean, we've seen Meowth wearing other disguises and stuff like that, but him wearing a cowboy suit is just like, eh. But anyways, with Katnia and Wobbuffet, and there's a Chatot and a Exploud and Mighty Hannah. And so Pikachu wants to teach them how to be much more tougher. Teach those other Pokemon, the Wynaut and Pikachu, to be much more tougher. And one leads to another, they go to the island, and a whole bunch of chases ensue and fighting, with Meowth and everyone else, And like when they try to, like Meowth says, to use for Exploud and Mighty Hannah to use their powerful attacks. Like Exploud uses Solar Beam and Mighty Hannah uses a Piper Beam, but the Wynaut use their counter moves to send all the whole gang flying, blasting off, and it ends with them just playing on the playground. So this is a little quick brief on Pikachu's Island Adventure short. I just don't feel like going through all the exact step by step like I did for the other shorts though, but that's I just want to give a quick idea of what that one is about. But getting into this one, Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. And its running time is pretty much the same as it was for Lucario and the Secret and the Mystery of Mew. It's like about 100 minutes, like an hour and yeah, like an hour and 40 minutes. And in this story, you have this Pokemon Ranger by the name of Jack Walker. of course he's in disguise on this for this pirate crew by the name of the pirate captain by the name of Phantom, and he takes this egg right here, which is thing of Manaphy, but Jackie, who's been working on undercover as part of the crew for quite some time, and he takes the egg and runs and gives them the slip, and he uses like his he's with Pokemon Rangers, they have like this device so where you can just capture Pokemon not without using Pokeballs, but just temporarily, use them for their like emergency needs and stuff like that. So he takes control of a Mantine and gets away, and then we get to once again with Ash, Pikachu, May, Max, and Brock. As they're walking through this wasteland, they're dying of thirst, and they come across this group of people who are they form it's a marina group which Brock knows about, and before putting on on a stunt, with a Pokemon I think it was a Manatite and I forget what the other Pokemon was called, using psychic abilities to lift bodies of water while water Pokemon are in it, and they give them rides, to town, to show them doing this, they're doing their performances and stuff, and then while in the trailer they notice the egg is in a case, which Jackie is in disguise as a clown, and then also the people the name is Elizabeth, who was with her parents and her grandpa, and one night when May was asleep, I think it was a weasel. It has the egg and puts it shines in the moonlight, but then it gets the reflection and shines onto May, and then she has this dream with a man who she's swimming in the water with all the water Pokemon, and she sees a Manaphy and it goes towards this sea temple. But the other people, they have the same dream as well, because they're known as the people of the water, and they're descendants of these people that were descendants of these people that were that guarded this temple by the name of Samaya. It's the sea temple. It's kind of like when you see the sea temple, it's kind of like a version of Atlantis. Basically, it's like this big city underwater. Yeah, it's underwater. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a version of Atlantis, basically. But Team Rocket, they see that they're carrying this egg, and they guess on this magazine for Team Rockets, they have a picture of where of the pirate Phantom, and they call him, and they try to steal the egg, and they have the egg, but they all three touch it, then temporarily their voices get switched. Meowth's voice goes into James' voice is into Jesse's, and Jesse's into Meowth's, and they try to get away, but Jack uses his device to get a Fearow, and they get the egg back. They get the egg back basically, and then one thing leads to another is that they get chased by Phantom, and the egg ends up Jack has had the egg, but he does a trick, he switches it with Ash, so Ash runs away with the egg, and Phantom goes after Jack, but it's a trick, and when Jack stands on top of this boulder as the guy Phantom lifts, and he's like, for an old guy, do you take your vitamins? Um, but then Ash tries to get once he's trying to get the egg, and the egg flies out of the case and then lands into May's arms, and the egg hatches. Then Manaphy appears, and the first sight sees is May. And of course, indicating that Manaphy is May is Manaphy's mother. And it was like the same thing with with Misty and Togepi when Togepi hatched, and the first thing they saw was Misty, and that's what Emperor think of like it's his mother. Same thing, with here. So, and then the fan is like, oh, that thing was supposed to hatch in my hands. And so they get away and they drive off, but their helicopter's chasing them. They ditch the trailer because it was grapple hooked, and so they ditch the trailer. So now that they continue on their way to the next town where they get the boat where the guy the grandpa what was his old boat that he had for years. So they're off trying to find the temple, and some time goes by, and it shows that they're having fun, swimming, Well, before they're on the boat, Ash and the rest they get left behind though, but and Manaphy is in Jack's arms, so Manaphy temporarily switches Jack's voice with Ash's voice. So I just wanted before this, but those before they got on the boat. So May hears that Jack discussed it with Ash that they shouldn't be too close because Manaphy is also known as the Prince of the Sea and shouldn't be has like guard the sea and the temple and all that, so shouldn't have to get too attached with May, But May understands. So, but of course May okay, this is where you see how this cover here where May is like she loses her bandana. I was like, okay, what does that mean? But like right there, that comes into play where she loses her bandana. Manaphy goes searches the sea to get it. Eventually does though, and they take a mini sub to find Manaphy, which they do. But and then while they're on the boats, the Phantom with his own submarine is following behind them. But he and how they were to find this Temple of Sea is like Manaphy has like this thing where they say it's like a homing device, where he knows where to go, where to find it, because they said also explained that the temple, has like this thing where it gets carried away by the seas, currents making it impossible to find. But Manaphy has this ability to know where to go, where to find it. So, but eventually, one thing leads to another is they take the mini sub, they follow Manaphy, and Phantom's following them as well. They eventually do reach the temple. Kind of looks like a different version of Atlantis, and as they get to the temple, they're looking, it's like ooh whatever, and but the main thing is that Phantom what he really wants is the sea crown, and that's what he mostly favors the most. And when he meets with them, he says he can read this text here. Whoever holds the sea crown is now declared king of the sea, and he knows all about this stuff. So he gets the magic thing to open the door, and they see the big sea crown's a bunch of these crystals. But as soon as he starts to take it, the whole place starts flooding. The whole place starts to sink. But So what? Oh, oh, I don't know why I'm just keep on yawning. Maybe just I don't know why I'm just keep on yawning though, but I'm not really that tired this time. But as he keeps on taking more and more crystals, the more water starts coming in, and they have to get out of there. But Jackie, he's gonna deal with the Phantom, and he tries to put all the crystals back the way they are, and but one crystal he takes away, and but more of the place starts flooding, and um Team Rocket is there. Team Rocket, they sneak on the board with the Phantom, but they get washed away. Um, but they find the last crystal, and it's one of those things where that came attached with the little sub the Phantom came in. So Ash he's gonna take that crystal back. So he puts Phantom, Pikachu, and May in there so they can be saved. So while he goes and puts it back, um, and as the place is flooded, he has no choice but to swim underwater. Tries to put it back, and he drops it a couple times. But they hears that May says you can do it, Ash, you can do it. So one of the police know that he does put the last thing back, and the whole thing is no longer flooding, and then the temple surfaces. It comes to the surface, and since Ash put the crown back, he's now traveling in this a yellow light or a beam, I should say, because since he put put the crown back. Is like the prophecy says he's now the king of the sea, basically. And Phantom takes Manaphy. Then Ash chases him, and then but manages to get him back. And then and Phantom's on a submarine again. Um, all the rest of the water Pokemon down below, like the Wailords and among others, tries to hit the submarine, but they're using the supersonic to confuse them. But Manaphy uses it's a song to calm them all down, like I forget how this thing goes. So then all the Wailord starts hitting it, and there's some Chinchou go inside to use their electric attacks to fry all the circuits. The whole place starts exploding, comes crashing down, and the guy Phantom, he's like holding a one piece of thing up, but it turns out he's holding like this type of mechanics like to make him have the strength. It's like a suit that makes him give like the strength that he had, but it's too much weight on him, so it falls on top of him. Nobody's not dead though. And then when it's time to as the sea temple starts sinking back, May says goodbye to Manaphy, and as Manaphy says, I love you, Mama. I love you, May. Bye, And May says the same thing as they see it returns back into the sea. So, and then as the credits are going, it shows that the pirates have been arrested, and Team Rocket once again they blast off again, and it shows that it shows Manaphy with the temple, in the before they all disappear, and then it shows as usual Ash and his friends, they continue on their journey as usual. So yeah, Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. I'd say it's another worthy one. I would say I do like this one. It's another good one, but I would say my favorite of the direct-to-video sequel so far is Lucario and the Secret of Mew. Still one of my favorite ones so far. So So yeah, it comes to like the one like the end of the home region. Now we get to the sequels where Dawn enters the films. You know, Dawn that travels with Ash and Brock in the Diamond and Pearl series. But Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea, it's definitely another one worth a look. I would say it's worth a look. I would say. But let's say it got Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb give it such good ratings, and it made much less. It made a little bit less money in the box office in Japan. It made like 26 million, much lower than the other ones. Like the previous few ones made like 30-some million. This one made like it's much lower than the previous one. So, but still, I got more than I get a 70% Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.1 IMDb. I would say it's when it's like shows like that when it's underwater, it's visually good looking. I would say another point I would say it's when they're underwater, it's visually good looking. There's a lot of points when they're underwater. Oh, that's another one thing I forgot to say. You could try talking too fast and make me stutter again. Well, when they're trying to save Manphy from the Phantom, the point that there's also the other legendary Pokemon, Kyogre. That was with with Ruby and Sapphire, the symbol for Sapphire though. With Groudon and Rayquaza for Emerald, and the one for Sapphire is Kyogre. That's the one I forgot that I didn't know. I knew what it was, but I forgot the name was. Yeah, so that was Kyogre for Pokemon Sapphire. So if I remember the name, so yeah, it was Kyogre. So you got to see Kyogre in this one. So yeah, it was Rayquaza, then you got Groudon, then you got Kyogre. So I just quickly want to mention that before because I forgot. I was one of a couple of the previous videos that I forgot what that one was, but now I do remember the name now. So yeah, it was Kyogre. And also also during the end credits, you see after because Jack his mission was complete, and you see him on someplace else. And you see him riding a Zapdos as well. But yeah, this one I would say it's another good one though. But I still prefer Lucario and the Mystery of Mew much better. This one though, I would probably say I like the Deoxys and Wishmaster Jirachi Wishmaster are better than this one. But like I said, I'll probably make a list of what are my top ones. Well, I've already said my top 3 ones. Sorry, the first 3 movies though, but maybe I should make a top list since the one that were released in theaters. Maybe I should make a list for the direct-to-video sequels because there was only 5 that was released in theaters. But I said before, my top 3 favorite ones is the first 3 films. But maybe I should just put like a list of my favorite direct-to-video films just to be fair. But yeah, I would say I would put this a bit below than the ones I just said. So yeah. But regardless, so it's a good one though, but it's not one of my favorite ones. I would say that though. One of my favorites so far is Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. I've already said, I keep on repeating myself though, but I just want to just clear things up though. But yeah, this is Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. I will definitely say it's worth a look. I do like it, but it's not one of my favorite ones. So yeah. And also the Pokemon short as well, Pikachu's Island Adventure. It's not one of my favorites at all. Some of the other previous ones were much better though. It's a decent short though, but I've seen much better shorts that's feature, which is Pikachu and his friends. But yeah, so that's my review for Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. And then thanks for watching. And now we'll get into the Diamond and Pearl films. Next one is involving Darkrai. So stay tuned for that one. But hopefully you like this one here. And let's say it's worth a look. I do like this one. So I would advise checking out if you're watching all the Pokemon films. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review on Pokemon. It was The Rise of Darkrai, I think it was. But anyway, later.